So what's up, guys? So today, if you notice behind me, there's a green screen. So I thought I'd do a video on something I'm going to add to the KLR, and at the same time do a quick little tutorial on how I use the green screen to make thumbnails, or I might even see if I can add some of this into the video itself. So let me reposition the camera so you can see what I've got right here. Well, let me hold it up real quick. There it is. I know you guys recognize what these are. This is about a 17-inch tube that I cut down from 4-inch PVC, and let me angle the camera down and see if we can get started. So basically what we have here is a 4-inch piece of PVC with the inspection caps on the end, and I originally intended to use this for a tool tube on the front of the bike like everybody else does. I've got the hose clamps in the basement, got 3 of them, so you can bind it to the skid plate that I have on there, the bash plate, whatever you want to call it. But my tool roll, the way I decided to carry my tools, would not fit inside this tube. Not only that, I have some heavy duty of spare tubes, and the pair of them, I can't get them to fit inside this. I could probably get this tube longer. I may have cut too much off of it, trying to get it straight. It wasn't easy to cut with what I have. I could probably buy another piece of this and get the tubes to stay in there, but for now, since I got the panniers, I'll just leave it like it is. But I wanted to use this for something, and I couldn't quite figure out what it was. But something did click inside of me about what do I need. Well, after going over in the mud a couple of times, I think I've got it figured it out. And this will be good on the trail, and hopefully I'll never have to open this up, but if I do, it'll come in handy. So let me start on one side. I don't even know which side is which. So these are just the compression caps that you put on there. They call them inspection caps. And all they are is, as you crank this, tighten this up, it squeezes this rubber bit, and it expands and it locks inside the tube. So the first thing I got is a rag, because a rag's a good thing to have for maintenance on a trail. You might have a leak, you might need to clean something up. And first thing I got down here is a ratchet strap. And these are probably, I think these are rated for 10,000 pounds or something ridiculous like that. And I've just got a big thick bungee holding it together. But this right here, you know, you could ratchet yourself out of a bad situation. If the bike is in a bad, muddy situation and you just can't push it yourself, and if you're by yourself even, you can use this to, especially if there's trees nearby, you could almost use this ratchet strap to get the bike upright. And you could also use it to ratchet the bike out of the mud. I mean, it may not be the easiest thing in the world, but it'll work. A multitude of uses. You might need to pull some stuff out of the way. Maybe there's a limb in the way, whatever. You can hoist it up. Ratchet strap's good to have. Not only that, if you're with another biker, you could attach this to your bike and attach the other end of the hook to your partner's motorcycle, and he could actually pull you out of a bad situation. So that's a big plus. Let me see if I can get this out of this end. I might have to take it out the other side. So open up the other side of the tube. And in here I have some of these straps that have a loop on both sides like this. And what I would use these for, if you need to haul your motorcycle out of the woods on the back of a truck or something, it's nice to have these loops to wrap around the handlebars. You know, you'd wrap it around like a part on the bike like this, and then you have this end right here to tie down, and without putting a metal hook, or even if it's coated, you don't have to worry about putting a metal hook onto something. You can also use this around the bike, and now you have a lifting strap to pick your bike up. If you can't reach around and grab something, this will help if your hands are slippery. A multitude of uses for these, but mainly for attaching these hooks to the motorcycle makes it easier, whether you're strapping your motorcycle down or you're hooking to another bike to get pulled out to safety. Let's see what else does Ron have in here. Okay, this is a little small bag, and I think in here I have another ratchet strap, or maybe 2. Yep, I have 2 more smaller ratchet straps in there. it's nice to have options. So this is, I guess you could consider this a recovery set. So I've got a rag in there to wipe things down in case I need to. Something gets oily or something, you just want to wipe the mud off of something to see how the damage is done. I've got 2 ratchet straps for tying down the front of the bike. This can tie down the back of the bike, whatever the case may be. If you want to steady the bike in the woods, you can use one on each side of it to keep the bike upright and use the other one to pull it out while it's upright without you even having to have a partner. Again, if you need to trailer your bike or truck your bike out of there, these are definitely good for tying it down inside whatever platform you're using to getting it out. And the third one here, like I said, it's still good. You got plenty of options here for getting your bike out of a bad situation. If you've ever had to lift your bike out of the mud by yourself, or try to lift it out of the mud by yourself, you'll realize how valuable these ratchet straps can be. So yeah, that's what I'm going to put in my tube. It's going to be the KLR recovery system. And you never know, you might be using these straps to hook to your KLR to recover a Versys or a BMW or a Tiger XC, whatever the case may be. My point is, this is a good recovery system to have in the woods if you're on a trail, if you're doing a lot of trail riding, or if you just want to have a means of safely loading up your motorcycle and getting it back home from could be anything. It could be a storm, it could be all kinds of different situations that would cause you to need not to be able to ride your motorcycle. Alright, so I'll end this vlog right here with the KLR recovery kit, and I'll go into how I use this green screen. And keep in mind, my methods may not be right, but this is how I do it, and I use iMovie, so stand by for that one. Alright, so back to this green screen. In my last couple of thumbnails I've used this, or at least the last thumbnail I used, I know I used this green screen. And it's not necessarily just this green screen that you can use. You can use a blue screen or even a white screen. It depends on what you're doing. The green is probably the most commonly used one for motion pictures, etc. It's not difficult to use, but you see these little creases right here and these shadows. Sometimes they throw some strange artifacts onto the image that I'm going to put behind me. But I guess what I'll do is I'll start editing the video and I'll show you how I do this. And I don't have a thumbnail per se for my tool tube, but I could probably make one real quick. And I'll just use a photo, and I'll try to get a photo of myself holding this up. Okay, so I took a photo, and it's right here. I've already imported it, and I've also chosen an image from the internet. Whether or not I'm stealing someone's photo, I'm not sure. I'm not making any money on it, so I don't mind. So I'll just drag that down to the timeline, and so you can see the photo is in there right there. And you have to kind of like start taking pictures and see where you need to be in relation to where the background is going to be. And this is not the best. I could have made the screen a little bit wider, but I didn't. So there you go. So I put my image on top of the image I want to use for the background, and then I come up here, I highlight my image, and I come up here to cutaway, and I select green blue screen. Okay, so there you go. Now, as you can see from these lines to the left of my, or right up here, that my picture is not as wide as the picture that I'm using for the background. And you can see this kind of like, these are these artifacts I was telling you about. See this little area right here where my cursor is? And so what I can do is I come up here to this palette, and I can adjust some of the settings to make that a little bit better. So I don't know if it's the brightness or what, so I can adjust that. Oops, there you go. So no, there you go. So I can see I got rid of some of that. This is not the sometimes, well, then you make your face look all crazy. But there's several ways to do this, and you just have to play around with it until you get the image how you want it. A little too warm for me, but you can see how you can have a little bit of fun with it. So you can just go right to the green screen that way. So I'll just back that off a little bit like that. So what I do when I make the thumbnail, so as you can see, I'm not really super happy with this, but it'll be okay. So what I would typically do for the thumbnail, I would go ahead and get I have a program called Screen Grab or something, and I would just go ahead and crop this picture out. So I'll go ahead and do that. So I go right here, it's called Screenshot. So I'll open up Screenshot, and I can put this this box exactly where I want it to be. And if you can notice where on this side anyway, I had to drag that right there because I know that's where my image ends. And I'm not sure where it ends on the other side, but I can go ahead and crop it just like, well, there you go. My shirt ends right here, so I could do it that way, and I can drag this all the way out to here. So now what I will do is I can set that up, and I will go capture down here, click this button. Okay, so it just took that picture, and there we go. There will be my thumbnail. And so what I'm going to do is I use another program called Spark. It's Adobe Spark, where I will add text to it and some effects or whatever, and this is what I use for my thumbnail. So I could also use this picture too if you see this one. It just depends on what you want to do. So I can import any other picture from, like this one. I could import this one, okay, and I could import that picture, and I could put it down on the timeline and then put my same photo on top. Remember, got to go up here and select green screen, blue screen, and there you go. And then again, I'd have to adjust the colors, and just to get those artifacts out of there. Not the colors, but the yeah, didn't come out the best, but you know, you can still mess around with it. So yeah, I could use this. This would be another good thumbnail. So I could, what I'll do is I'll do the screen capture with that as again, and it's already almost cropped just right, and I'll go ahead and do this, and then I will go hit capture, and it took that picture right there. I don't know if it saved it, but I will go ahead and save it now. Nope, I guess it does automatically saves it. Alright, so there we go. Then I have two options that I can upload for my thumbnail for the video. Okay, so that's quite as easy as it gets, and that's how I did my thumbnails. So I hope this came in handy for you guys. One more thing I want to show you, and we'll call this video done because I'm already over 12 minutes. So I'll go ahead and move a section of video down here, and I'll cut the audio out of it because, well, hold on, let me undo this. So this is a time-lapse video I did some time ago of me installing my SW Motech crash bars. I was going to show you that you can use the green screen as well for video as you can still images. So I will just drag this down here, and I will just cut the audio off of it because there's no sense. And what I'll do is also I'll shorten it to match the length of the time lapse. So there again, you come up here to cutaway, and you do green screen, blue screen. And you come down here, when you play it, the background is going to be, it should be the time-lapse video. Let's see if it works. So there you can see it. And, you know, so you could use video as the background as well. Now, there's some artifacts there too, because the, for whatever reason, the green screen or the video in the background wasn't edited very well. And I'm sure I could edit it right here. So if I undo this, there we go, undo me. Okay, it's going to take a minute. Here we go. So if I guess I can, I don't know if I need to darken this. Yeah, let me darken this video, this clip up right here. Make it a little more contrasty. Now I bring this clip in, put it on the top, shorten it, and lower it. So if you could prepare all this stuff ahead of time as far as the way the photos and the videos look, as far as contrast, etc., it should come out better. So let's see how it looks now. It's somewhat better, but as you can see, you know, you can use a video in the background as well as a still image, and it still comes up pretty decent. Alright, so I hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope you took something from it. If you got any questions, I'll try to answer them. I'm not the best at these videos, but you know what? They're working for me, and I hope you guys enjoy them. So have a good one. I'll talk to you guys later.